Woodrow Wilson attended the Paris Peace Conference, where he actively promoted his 14 points, which represented the liberal position at the conference and helped shape world opinion. Woodrow Wilson was mainly concerned with rebuilding the European economy, encouraging self-determination, promoting free trade, creating appropriate mandates for former colonies, and above all, creating a powerful League of Nations that would ensure the peace. Woodrow Wilson, often known as Jesus Christ, was extremely opposed to harsh treatment of Germany, but was outmaneuvered by Britain and France.
It's days like these that make you wonder if we can bring peace to the world. What if, instead of punishing Germany and creating strife, we forgave and let the world move on from this damaging and ravaging war that has rocked the earth? I can only hope that my associates at this conference can put aside their personal grievances and work with me to bring a true and lasting peace in our time.
Georges Clemenceau was the Prime Minister of France at the time of the Paris Peace Conference. Commonly referred to as the Fierce Tiger, France was chiefly concerned with weakening Germany as much as possible. Clemenceau believed that it was necessary to harshly punish the Germans to protect France.
It's days like these that renew my hatred of Germany. And here we are, inviting them to our country's noble city of Versailles, with aims of world peace. World peace, God, the thought of that just sickens me. What the world really needs is to punish Germany. Punish Germany to a point of weakness that they will never be able to come back from. We need to teach those Krauts a lesson they won't soon forget.
David Lloyd George was the British Prime Minister, and he represented Britain at the Paris Peace Conference. Britain had suffered little land devastation during the war, and George supported reparations to a lesser extent than the French. Britain began to look on a restored Germany as an important trading partner and worried about the effect of reparations on the British economy.
It's days like these that make me truly fearful of the potential spread of communism throughout all of Western Europe. My people demand that Germany be punished according to their actions, though I know what consequences will follow. We cannot allow Germany to fall so far that they will turn to the Soviets for help. We must not let communism take over our world. Justice must be served, but revenge is not the solution to our problems. I will come to a compromise between these leaders in order to prevent further devastation of our lands.
Vittorio Orlando was the Prime Minister of Italy, and he attended the Paris Peace Conference of 1919. As Prime Minister and the head of the Italian delegation, Orlando's inability to speak English and his weak political position at home allowed the conservative foreign minister, the half-Welsh Sidney Sonio, to play a dominant role. Their differences proved to be disastrous during the negotiations.
It's days like these that I can truly taste the salty satisfaction of land on the Adriatic Sea. I want the Adriatic, and as long as I have that, I'll be good. My nation has contributed a great amount to this war. It's only fair that we get our share. I don't care if it's against those ridiculous world peace ideals. We deserve this. I deserve this.
Gentlemen, we are gathered here today to facilitate world peace. All of us have just experienced one of the most ravaging and devastating wars to ever visit this earth. Now, it is our duty to make sure we avoid another such catastrophe. So here is my plan. Number 1, no more secret alliances. The only way to keep the peace is to make sure that all the diplomacy is in the open. Number 2, freedom of navigation. The seas, as bountiful and vast as they are, must belong to everybody. Point 3, free trade. No more tariffs. We need everyone to have fair trade.
Point 4, disarmament. If we keep making and building bigger and better weapons, we're going to want to use them, aren't we? We have to have a limit on how many weapons are being built and created at any one point.
Point 5, colonies. We need them to have self-determination. Colonies are a major point of contention between all nations, and we need them to be able to determine their rights.
Point number 6, evacuation of Russian territory. They have a right to determine their freedom too. Point number 7, leave Belgium. This, I believe, is a move that will restore trust and confidence in the nations of Europe. And point 8, return Alsace-Lorraine to France, an injustice. Point number 9, we need to readjust the frontiers of Italy to recognize the varying ethnicities that exist there. Point number 10, Austria-Hungary should be given a right to self-determination as well. And point number 11, we're going to have to rework all of Europe. Romania, Serbia, Montenegro, the Balkan states, they all deserve a right to self-determination. Point 12, the Turkish parts of the Ottoman Empire deserve their own country and a right to security of life. Point 13, the Poles, we need a Polish country. For far too long, they've been ignored and trodden over, and they have a right to determine their own future.
Whoa, hold on. Just a minute.
Buddy. Well, I see you all have your doubts, but I have one final proposition for you all that I think could change global politics forever. I call it the League of Nations. It's a joint commission of nations that are going to unite together to work to resolve issues through political democracy rather than through war.
It could work.
I have my doubts. Fellow delegates, what must we do with the situation in Germany? I feel that we must consider long-term peace before making any rash decisions.
Germany must pay. How much do you say? Like $33 billion?
No, we cannot allow Germany to fall into the hands of the Soviets. Reparations are in order, but we mustn't completely destroy their government.
And simply allow them to rise back to power and invade us again? We must learn from our past mistakes, David.
Guys. I think you both are missing the point here. The point of this conference is not to punish Germany, but to focus on world peace. I don't think we can accomplish that with the severe punishment that you are suggesting.
Are you daft, Woodrow? That is the only way we can accomplish world peace. Germany must learn the lesson the hard way.
Do you not understand? We need to maintain these relations in order to continue a successful overseas trade. Overthrowing Germany would only bring us great losses, especially in our finances.
See, buono.
Alright, then we must compromise. We will right the injustice of Alsace-Lorraine, and they will have to pay reparations. To protect Europe, we will demilitarize the Rhineland and limit their standing army.
Well, we were also hoping to gain control of their colonies. This would be a great gain to all of us.
Wait, but...
No, that's perfect. The memory of their mistakes will haunt them for years and will dissuade and prevent them from ever invading Europe again.
Yeah. Nice. Nice one. Nice with the railway ring.
The Treaty of Saint-Germain. In drawing the frontiers of the new states, where there was no clear line of nationality, the dispute was to be settled in plebiscites. The old Austrian-Hungary monarchy dissolved into Austria and Hungary, but its lands also went to Czechoslovakia, Yugoslavia, Italy, Poland, and Romania. The peacemakers had difficulties deciding on the proper division of the Austrian-Hungary land because there were so many different ethnic groups in such a small area, and people did not want to be forced to join up with other ethnic groups. The Treaty of Trianon. This treaty concluded World War I and was signed by representatives of Hungary on one side and the Allied powers on the other. It was signed on June 4th, 1920, at the Trianon Palace at Versailles, France. The treaty regulated the status of an independent Hungarian state and more clearly defined its borders. The Treaty of Sèvres. This treaty was signed with the Ottoman Empire after the end of World War I. The terms of the Treaty of Sèvres were harsh, and many in the Ottoman Empire were left angered and embittered by their treatment. This treaty was signed on August 10, 1920, after more than 15 months were spent debating its terms. Great Britain, Italy, and France signed it for the victorious Allies. Russia was excluded from the process, and by 1920, America had withdrawn into a policy of isolation. The Treaty of Neuilly. Bulgaria saw World War I as a chance to increase its landmass. Its principal aim was to add more territory along the Aegean Sea. Serbia and Greece demanded Bulgaria pay after its defeat in World War I. They wanted to punish Bulgaria, so Bulgaria, under the terms of the Treaty of Neuilly, was forced to give up land to Yugoslavia in the west and Greece. This left Bulgaria with no access to any Aegean ports. This finally pushed them over the edge, and they turned to Hitler during World War II to regain lost land.
Even though Wilson was initially very excited about the League of Nations, he was dissatisfied with the results that arose from the treaty. Most of his 14 points were either ignored or rejected, his plan for an Anschluss between Austria and Germany never happened, and self-determination was never enforced anywhere.
Clemenceau continually worried, even after the peace conference, that Germany and France would never be able to live in harmony with each other. Even with their newly regained acquisition of Alsace-Lorraine and German colonies, he was never quite content with the overall solution towards German punishment.
The reduction of the German navy pleased George, as well as his acquisition of German colonies as mandates. However, he never had much faith in the League of Nations and was very opposed to the idea of self-determination. Britain was not pleased with the end results of this conference, and George even declared that we will have to fight another war in 25 years' time, and at 3 times the cost.
What Italy got out of Versailles did not satisfy those in Italy who expected a lot more, especially as Italy had been on the winning side. At the very least, Italy expected to get control of the Adriatic coastline, which didn't happen. Orlando's failure at Versailles ended his political career. There's no doubt that Italy was treated in a less than diplomatic manner, but it had been a member of the Triple Alliance before World War I had broken out, and had only entered the war in 1915. In this sense, the Allies saw Italy as less than trustworthy. Orlando's failure played into the hands of the extremists who wanted to use Italy's political instability to their advantage.
No one told you that was gonna be this way. You're just a joke, you broke. Your love life's the away. It's like you're always stuck in second gear, when it hasn't been your day, your week, your month, or even your year. But I'll be there for you when the rain starts to fall. I'll be there for you, like I've been there before. I'll be there for you, 'cause you're there for me too. Oh, you're still in bed at 10. Work began at 8.
There's just like right there, something like that. And then